How long have you had your grader?
Early part of the year. Bought it in February.
So what have you found the different processes of how you used to process your product to now?
Well, I started off by hand grading for sale, and the smaller stuff we put down the tube.
Yep.
But the bigger stuff we'd have to hand grade to sale.
Yep.
And then I bought a weight grader. A chap in Wapengo that makes a weight grader where you put individual oysters on it.
Yep.
Air shoots it down one of four tubes.
3 ways, 4
Great,
ways.
great little grader, a bit slow though. You've got to handle every oyster. So then we got bigger, and it was just 7 days a week, and we started looking for a grader that would win us time back. And so we hunted around, weren't in a position to buy a new one, so I hunted around for a second-hand one, and eventually found one. And since we've had it, it's been fantastic. 3 weekends. We did some harvest grade the other day, which was a 2-year-old oyster, grading about a year before we sell it. Big enough to go through the machine well. We did 600 bags in 2 days, 2 of us.
Right.
Absolutely stunning. That was a week's work before.
Yeah.
And it's just given us time. If we wanted to grow more, we certainly could, without question. I couldn't put a percentage on, I haven't got a clue. But the time we've won back is worth its weight in gold. And we find that anything under 35 millimeters total length is great to put down the tube. But as soon as you get to 35 mil, that thing chops it up.
Yeah.
So have you been able to have the spare time you've been able to, obviously you've said you're getting weekends back occasionally, but...
Yeah, it's a whole series of things that once you get behind, and it's so easy to get behind in this game, talk to any oyster farmer, it's very difficult to catch up. It's like a huge effort to catch back up again. So you instead of chasing your tail all the time, going through your work, your thinning, all the rest of it, you kind of can plan ahead, and so you're not chasing your tail, you're ahead of the game, you're being proactive instead of reactive.
Yeah.
And that's just such a change, because then you get a bit of slack time to do infrastructure work. At the moment we've won some time back, so we're putting in more infrastructure, we're putting in tumbler lines and a lot more long lines and making more gear. And before we would have been struggling to do that. I'd have to bring people in and employ them to do that sort of thing. And it's that sort of time we've won back. I've also got a cattle property, so it gives me a time to do a bit of mustering.
Fantastic.
Don't get bored grading oysters.
No, you never get bored grading oysters. My man reckons that's a cash register. Every time that alarm goes off, he reckons that's a cash register.
We should change the buzzer to ching.
Another full bag of oysters.
Yeah.
Excellent.